Hello, my name's Ian and welcome to Is This Vinyl Worth It? Today's vinyl is a Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66. This was released in 1969 on A&M record. The number is SP4197. It's called Crystal Illusion. There you go. Here's the back of it there. And it's not the sleeve is not in good condition. You can see the record inside here and under as well. Let's take it out. This is Bossa Nova, by the way. Bossa Nova Lounge. Sergio Mendes is famous for taking original Bossa Nova song from Brazil and making them a little bit more American, because in the 60s and 70s, Americans didn't like exotic music too much. They liked a little exotic, but not too much exotic. So he made them easier to listen to. Here's the sleeve. You can see the records coming out down here, the records coming out on this side. So the sleeve is not in mint condition. I have an inner sleeve of my inner sleeve in plastic, of course. I'm just gonna put this here. And this is in, here's the thing, the inside is almost mint. It's a near mint. And you can see in the light here. I'll flip the other side, side 2. The same here. This is near mint to mint, like it's really clean, and that's the reason why I bought it. I bought this record. I didn't listen to it before I bought it because I do have the entire collection of Sergio Mendes, and this is where things went wrong for me. When I put this record on my turntable, I have a Sota Sapphire with an Sota Sapphire MK.II, and my cartridge is a Denon DL103 MK.II. So this is $600, $700 cartridge. So my equipment is working fine. However, when I put this record on the table, things didn't go very well for me, to the point where I thought my equipment might be broken. Distortion, no bass, the sound was flat. For a second there, I really panicked. I thought, did I break my needle? Did I break my stylus? What's going on? I rose the tone arm and then I cleaned it very good. Then I put it back on and the same thing happened again. And then I went like, all right. So I said, maybe it's only one track, two track. I watched the record before I played it as well. And then I flipped the record, then I tried another track, the same thing. So finally I just let it down. I listened to the entire album and I couldn't believe how terribly recorded it was. When the female lead is singing, when she sings like a low tone, right, like smooth bossa, very smooth, it's okay, it's fine. However, the music behind her is terrible. They have a percussionist. By the way, the entire band is from Brazil. They're proper musicians. They're good. I've seen their names on other albums in Bossa Nova. They're like top of the food chain. They've been invited to America to record this album, right? It's like a breakout album for them. The bass. There's a bass player. They say there's one on the record, but you cannot hear it. There's no boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. And the same, there's a percussionist, and there's no surdo, and the drummer, the kick drum, has no oomph to it. Basically, you hear the click of the kick. You know there's a kick, but you don't have the boom behind the kick. And then if you're gonna do Bossa Nova and you don't have the boom, ba boom, ba boom, what's the point? It's not Bossa Nova anymore. Also, there's a string section in there because recorded so terribly. There's no imaging, there's no staging, there's no 3D, there's no depth, there's no perspective. When you go see a concert, right? Usually you stage an album like you're sitting front seat at a concert, right? So the bass is in the back, the cello is in the middle, and then the violins are in the front. And the same with the tuba, and then the trombones and trumpets, and then hautbois, and then clarinet, and the flutes are in the front, right? So when you're sitting there, you get an experience, everything is coming at you, right? And everything is nicely like balanced, and you can hear a tuba from that side and you can hear the cellos from that side, and here what they did is not that. Basically, I'm not saying that's what they did, but I feel like there's a microphone on top and they just recorded it, and I said that's fair enough, right? So, and the same for the horn section, it's terrible. And they tried to like do a stereo effect, right? This album is stereo, it's 1969. They try to do like a stereo effect, like putting some drums and stuff on the other side to kind of make it sound better, but it doesn't. Imagine, speakers as a magnet in the back, right? And there's some travel. Here's what it sounds like. Imagine this is a speaker and it's thick like this, right? And there's no cone, it's flat. right? So the sound is coming at you like this, black, bark, 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 bark. So it sounds terrible. I thought maybe you're gonna say, oh, maybe it's a bad record because it's old, right? So I thought about this. So what I did is I went online and then I downloaded the remastered version and I re-downloaded the digitized version of this. And the digitized version of this sounds even more terrible than this because it was digitized on a worse table than mine. Now the remastered version is also not good. It's better than this, but it's also not good. The source of the sound is not good, right? When the lead singer is putting some power in her voice, everything's distorting. The voice is terrible. There's no clarity in her voice, and there's no clarity anywhere. And when you mix distortion with distortion, it's just cacophony. It's not sound anymore. So with the remastered version, what they put back some bass in it, they put some surround in it to hide a little bit of a defect, but I think it was recorded on so little tracks that they didn't have the option of isolating instrument by instrument to remaster. So basically the remaster is just they added more bass in it, they cut down the treble. I'm telling you, on the drum section, right, I think they took the drum kicks microphone and they just put it on the right cymbal and they're playing ostinato and it's in my speakers going like this, ding 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 ding, and you're just going crazy. So I've re-listened even the remaster and the original on my Sennheiser, my 660S. I've got a decent DAC here. I have a QI, but this is a A-class headphone amplifier, and still the same problem. And then I ran it through my speakers. The same setup I have there has the same problem. So now you're gonna tell me, is this band always bad? Nope. I've got other albums of them. This is Equinox. This was released 3 years before the other one. This is 69, this is 66. And actually, this sounds a lot better. This sounds like a proper record. You can hear the bass, you can hear it's everything's well layered, everything's well staged, right? The imaging is great. You hear bossa, you feel like moving. If you listen to this in a coffee shop, you might stop talking to enjoy the music. As for the other one, it's just background noise. It's really noise pollution, if you ask me. I was wondering why this happened, because they had a good track record, and this is what I found. There's not a lot of information on this album. It charted on the radio. I did great. I think it went up to all the way to 24 in the US charts. Here's what I found. On this album, the producers is Sergio Mendes and what's his name, Herb Alpert, right? It's a trumpetist. On this album, the sound engineers are Larry Levine and Bruce Botnick. On this album, the sound engineer is Larry Levine, no Bruce Botnick. Now you're gonna ask me, who is Bruce Botnick? Bruce Botnick was the sound engineer on the first album of The Doors. Bruce Botnick did 100 scores, like 100 movie scores with Jerry Goldsmith. Bruce Botnick did the music for Star Trek, the original motion pictures, and he also did the music, The Doors, LA Woman, one of the best albums of all times, right? The Doors, you hear the bass, you hear it's super produced, it's nicely produced. So I think this is what happened. They didn't have Bruce Botnick for this, and I think the guy is the reason why all the other albums sound good. He won a few Grammys as well. Also, this was recorded at a Sunset Sound Record studio, and this was recorded in-house in A&M. So I think they cut corners, they saved money. Instead of going to A&M of a good studio, the problem is that who are you getting as a sound engineer, and how much time do you have in the studio? I think they didn't have any time in the studio, and I think they didn't have any money for good sound engineering, hence Botnick left to go do The Doors. So anyway, the question that we're asking ourselves, is this vinyl worth it? In my opinion, not. This sells for 25 to 30 bucks in this condition. In mint, it's 35 to 40 bucks. I will never re-listen to that record again. I paid $10 for it. It's gonna be in my collection, but it's not gonna be on my turntable ever again. So it's not worth it for me. If you really want to listen to the music, these are all covers, right? All these songs here, Viola, and let me get my glasses. They did Pretty World, The Dock on the Bay, Empty Faces, Salt Sea. These are all cover songs that are done, well, I wouldn't say done better, but recorded better with other artists. So I will not go back to this album for sure. Now, if you're collecting albums, there you put in your collection, and then you're never going to listen to it again, but you can say, well, I have all of them. So for $10, fair enough. 30 to 40 bucks, 45 bucks, I don't think so. It's a big pass for me. Even like I said, if you want to listen to it, just download the digital version, the remastered version, and even then you're gonna go like, whoa. So anyway, that's that for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Catch you later.